Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Game is Hard the Game of Hard Dota 2
Radiance
tournament.
ban.
We are here today. We are in our second game of the upper bracket, first round of the playoffs, with SoloQ, who placed second overall in Pool B, and Shadowforge
10
Gaming,
seconds to
who
go.
was the first place winners after the tiebreaker round
5 seconds.
over
5
in
seconds.
Pool A. Now, the reason we're starting a half an hour late is because someone on
Reserve
Shadowforge
time.
Gaming was late, and by the rules of the tournament,
Dyer's ban.
Shadowforge Gaming did have to forfeit the first game of this match, so SoloQ will be starting with a one-game advantage.
Radiance
So
ban.
Shadowforge Gaming will have to go 2-0 against SoloQ in order for them to move on in the upper bracket. So, with that
Dyer's
all
pick.
done, we will go to the bans here. We see Shadowforge Gaming will
Radiance
back out
pick.
the Lycanthrope, and the Undying, well, SoloQ bans out the Bloodseeker and the Tusk. So basically what this means is Shadowforge Gaming really goes with the meta bans.
Radiance
SoloQ not
pick.
liking that Bloodseeker and doesn't want that ganking from the Tusk, but we do see one meta hero slip through, and that will be the Queen of Pain that will go for SoloQ. Shadowforge Gaming picking up what's most likely to be their hard carry in a gyrocopter,
Dyer's pick.
and then they pick up a probably
Dyer's
roaming
ban.
support Earthshaker, which they've done pretty well with in the past as well. SoloQ going up with a Winter Wyvern, who's extremely strong right now in my opinion, just a solid support. And especially late game with that ultimate, he
10
can
seconds
make
to
or
go.
break those team fights, especially because his ultimate does break
5
through
seconds.
spell immunity, so BKBs aren't going to save you.
Reserve time.
So now we do see the second round of bans going to be coming out. Shadowforge Gaming is looking like they're going to be going for a more early game combination, while SoloQ really hasn't shown us their hand yet. We do see the ganking from the Queen of Pain, and Shadowforge sees that
Radiance
too,
ban.
so they're going to they're going to ban out the Spirit Breaker, make it so SoloQ can't have a full gank squadron, and make it easy to pick off these farming carries, and if they pick any squishy heroes, then
10
as
seconds to
well.
go.
Over on SoloQ, I'd probably ban out the really
5
strong
seconds.
early game heroes. They don't need to worry about a carry anymore, because the gyrocopter has been
Reserve
picked
time.
up. I'd probably ban out something that you don't want to be facing against the Queen of Pain mid. Honestly, a Viper wouldn't be horrible, because Viper's just annoying to against everything. But Queen of Pain is probably one of the strongest mids right now, so you don't really need to worry about that all that much. Shadowforge Gaming isn't going to be picking a squishy mid, because then Queen of Pain can just do a couple daggers and it's an easy kill for her. They're probably going to be picking up something of a more tankier build, or something that they can at least harass the Queen of Pain back with. But overall in this pool, Shadowforge Gaming probably in the upper hand between these two teams.
Dyer's ban.
Shadowforge Gaming did end up going 3-1, the same as SoloQ in the other pool, so it will be very interesting to see which
Radiance
team
ban.
will come out with, and especially SoloQ with now that one game advantage. We'll see how it goes. Lion banned out by Shadowforge Gaming, another really solid support with a good burst damage, and
10
SoloQ
seconds
deciding
to
to
go.
go with the Silencer, so we could expect some spell-heavy
5
hero,
seconds.
maybe even some spell-heavy team fight coming in. Not only to that Silencer, even like a
Reserve
Tide
time.
Hunter or something like that, where his ultimate really makes it. And then they decide that they don't want to be
Radiance
versing
pick.
a Storm Spirit mid. That Storm Spirit, once he gets to level 6, could go and he could kill that Queen of Pain. And also that'll give Shadowforge Gaming a gank potential as well, which they probably do not want. So now we go into our second round of picks. SoloQ getting the first pick, obviously. And we're probably going to be looking for another
10
support.
seconds to go.
And also they're going to be looking to pick up either an offlane or a hard
5
carry
seconds.
in this round as well. Just because they know that the hard carry in the other team is going to be
Reserve
Gyrocopter.
time.
So really they just have to think, okay, we either play them for the early game, shut down the Gyrocopter with the Queen of Pain ganks, make it so he can't snowball and do what Gyrocopter does early game, and then we snowball instead with our early game carry, or they build more of a gank heavy team with a very heavy farming hard carry and play for that late game. But that would give risk that if their ganks fail, this Gyrocopter will snowball and their carry won't have the potential to do the same. So they decided to go Sand King. That Sand King could also possibly be a jungle Sand King, and we could see that Tidehunter offlane that I talked about, or something in the offlane like that. Even farming Weaver is not a bad choice. Weaver isn't picked all that much in this patch, however, but you could never see that. You could see a Centaur or something like that to give them the initiation that they need. Or he could run into the Tri-Lane, which would give them a solid stun into the Wyvern, harass, and slow. So on that as well, we could see that it could be a possibility as that as well. So very versatile heroes, and also that's another hero that Silencer would have really countered. That'll really add to their team fight if he can get a good MP center off. So a hero right now on both teams for SoloQ and Shadowforge Gaming that need groups to ulti, the Sand King and the Earthshaker. So this will be very interesting. And Shadowforge Gaming actually going to be picking up a Beastmaster here. So that Beastmaster, I'm not very familiar with Beastmaster, to be honest. It's probably one of the heroes that I don't know as much about. But if the Sand King does go into the jungle, he's probably going to be spotted up by the Hawk, and they're gonna have a lot of vision around the map. If he uses that Hawk to its top advantage, I think it'll be a really good gig. And also, if Beastmaster gets a good ulti on top of the Gyrocopter and Earthshaker, they're just going to destroy in that team fight. A lot of huge team fight ultis on both teams coming out. Over on SoloQ, we have the Winter Wyvern ulti to lock them down, and then Sand King and Queen of Pain to follow that up. Over on Shadowforge Gaming, we now have the Beastmaster ulti coming out, and then the Earthshaker, which also has a lot of stuns, and the Gyrocopter as well. But now we see a Puck picked up. So now this is where it gets interesting. I'm probably going to guess that Sand King is going to be in the jungle, and we're probably going to be seeing an offlane Puck. That Puck's not going to have a great time early game, especially if Gyrocopter decides to go with his flat cannon early game, because she's going to get harassed very quickly. But if she can get the levels that she needs and enough last hits to at least get her like a bottle and maybe a start on her boots, that will be a really good breakout of experience. But once again, she could easily be picked off with stuns. However, she does have the ball to escape the Earthshaker fissure, so Earthshaker, if he is in that lane, won't be as effective if the Puck plays smart and saves her ball for that. She also has a really good silence, which will be a good counter to this team, but over on Shadowforge Gaming, they're just going to add to this team fight with a Disruptor. He's just great for keeping people in close quarters, and once again, if that Beastmaster gets a good ulti, or this Disruptor gets a good entangle, they're just going to dominate this team fight, because this radius is 325, while this radius is 600, so anyone inside the Disruptor kinetic field will be in the Gyrocopter ulti. So SoloQ, thinking that Shadowforge Gaming still doesn't have a mid. The Beastmaster could possibly go mid, but I'm highly doubting it. They decided to ban out the Zeus, more probably for that teamfight potential. Over on SoloQ, they think that they're going to be probably tri-laning. And they ban out Shadowforge Gaming bans out the Slark. Probably because because SoloQ is still looking for their hard carry. I don't know why I zoned out there. They decided to go with the Life Stealers, so we are going to be seeing a lot of Life Stealer bombs. We have the Puck to Life Stealer bomb. Once the Sand King gets a blink, we can Life Stealer bomb with him. And Queen of Pain can also blink in and Life Stealer bomb. This SoloQ team is going to have a lot of mobility in 3, possibly even 4 if Life Stealer jumps into one of them teams. So
10 seconds to go.
So now the question is, what is Shadowforge Gaming gonna mid against
5
this
seconds.
Queen of Pain? The Zeus and the Storm Spirit have been banned out already, and they decide to go with a Tinker. They're gonna basically harass him back, like I mentioned before. And they're going to be a harass contest. It'll also be really good to keep those lanes pushed out if this Tinker plays well. And once again, Shadowforge Gaming has a huge snowball team. A huge snowball team. So if they can actually get into it and this Gyrocopter and Tinker can get the farm that they need, Earthshaker can get a couple pickoffs, this Shadowforge Gaming lineup is just gonna snowball like no one ever would know. But let's get into the game now as soon as it decides to load in. There we go. So, I guess technically game number 2, since Shadowforge Gaming did have to forfeit the first match. SoloQ will be rocking our Radiant side today. Over on the Lifestealer, I'm just going to call them because they all have renamed themselves. A will be on the Lifestealer. We have S, who's going to be playing our Queen of Pain. Y will be on the Support Winter Wyvern. N will be on maybe the jungle, maybe the top Sand King. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. He does have Claries and a Sentry Ward, so I'm going to guess that he will be going in the jungle. And then our offlane Puck will be rolling on E with that fantastic Puck set. Meanwhile, we actually have a level 1 gank going on him, which is going to force the Lifestealer to take Rage level 1. He may actually fall here, and he will fall, dropping First Blood to the Tinker. And I'm sorry, I completely missed that. I didn't even expect Shadowforge Gaming to go in, having never gone into there before. Now they're going to be blocking out a camp for the Sand King. A double block here, actually, and they're going to secure themselves the rune. Puck, however, will get the top rune.
And they're off.
But in early First Blood, when I was introducing the teams, but now over on the Dire side, we have Captain Quantum, who will be on the Beastmaster. Over mid, we have Jack Swift playing our Tinker. Pandora will be rocking the Earthshaker. Over on the Disruptor, we have Shen, and then finally on our carry Gyrocopter, we have Gravemind. So an early First Blood there. I assumed that they smoked. I wasn't, like I said, I completely missed that. I was still loading into the map, but I assumed they smoked and just came right in here. Looks like the Sand King will be rotating between the jungle and that, but right now there's no camps at all since they've blocked 2 of them, and these wards are going to last. And right now, actually, Puck actually dies top as well. Okay, get on. My mind is just out of it today. I gotta keep control. He's just going straight down to the harass. Looks like she balled to try and do some harass, and the Disruptor's now going to glimpse him back. Really bad Earthshaker stun, however. This Puck is just getting destroyed on this top lane. A second kill going to the Disruptor. And this early into the game, we're already 3-0 in favor of Shadowforge Gaming in this tri-lane, getting 2 kills, and that gives them the levels they need. And now Puck's going to have to slowly walk back to that top lane. She has to play it a lot safer. She can't be using that ball to harass. She sent that ball towards the 2 supports this way, which is the reason she died in that fight. If she waited for the glimpse back, she then has to ball down to then escape, because the Gyrocopter is the one that's doing that right-click damage. And the Disruptor, I guess. But Pandora will go and stack this camp here for the Gyrocopter. It won't work, though. And the Disruptor's, excuse me, Disruptor's now going to rotate in mid, and it looks like the Sand King got a bit of experience, but honestly, if I had to bet a bottom lane getting no kills and just a farming lifestealer, and then a top lane with the Gyrocopter leading in last hits and having kills, it's not looking good for the side of SoloQ so early into this game, only 2.5 minutes in. Mid, however, looks pretty even. Way more denies over from this Tinker, however. And he already has his bottle. Looks like he's going the straight damage build. Maybe he'll pick a value point up into Magic Machines later. Maybe he'll just go straight for this damage to get this Queen of Pain off farm. And especially with him having his bottle and the Queen of Pain still 10 gold away. Now this Puck, though, having to play extremely passive. Having to play extremely passive, which looks like they think there may be a ward there. Not really sure. They do have a sentry ward over on this Gyrocopter, I believe. Did they just place it somewhere? Maybe they didn't. Maybe I was looking at the wrong hero. Maybe I'm just out of it today. But over on the mid lane, we do see some harass going down by this Tinker. Queen of Pain will blink out, but she'll actually blink into the trees. And she's going to be stuck there for a solid, for the full cooldown of her level 1 blink, and then we'll have to use it again. So she will blink back into lane, and that will give the Tinker the ability to throw the harass down, and she'll just have to back off here with now an empty bottle. And both runes are actually going to get picked up here because the Tinker's now going for this rune. And actually a really bad play from the Disruptor, not even seeing that the Tinker do that. Now Pandora's going to rotate. They do see the ward here. Oh no, sorry, Pandora's on his team. What am I doing? Disruptor just guarding the rune, I guess. They're going to look for a kill on this Queen of Pain. And they are going to find it! A good rotating gank from the Earthshaker and an easy gank from Jack Swift. Easy pickup kill, and that'll get him a step closer to its boost to travel. 4-0 in the way of Shadowforge Gaming. So the ganking team so we do see just a quick pause here. But very, very quickly this game has quickly changed. Seeing if rune is good.
Alright, carry on.
Okay. So we see very quickly this game is going hugely into the fight of Shadowforge Gaming. Already 2,000
Radiant's
gold.
mid tower's coming apart.
Already 2,000 gold in the favor of them, and XP. Oh, sorry, 1,000 gold and 2,000 XP. So it's not looking good. 1,500 XP. And this Lifestealer, to be honest, these two teams against each other, with how Shadowforge is gaming right now, it's not looking good for SoloQ whatsoever. Queen of Pain, not even really, I don't even know, she doesn't even have a 6. She's completely gone off the lane. And if she comes into vision again, this Tinker's just going to burst her down again. But now we do see a rotation coming in from Quantum. He does have his bird scouting out right now, his bird and his boar. Boar's actually going to be stacking Ancients.
Running with the pack.
Hasn't used his Hawk yet, so I guess his Hawk will just hang out there for now. And now he's going to use his Illusion Puck, once again getting picked off in the top lane by this Gyrocopter Earthshaker combination. And I believe that will give Gyrocopter, he already has his boots, maybe looking to build into a Basilius or at least an Aquila, maybe even Aquila. But now the rotation comes back here. Pandora's just going to hang around mid. Not having enough for a stun yet, but once again, another kill in the way of Shadowforge Gaming, and now we got a 3,000 point lead. But we do see that the supports will go into the jungle here, get this lifestealer. He has been farming pretty well, even though the rest of his team has been going well. He's picked up his phase boots here, and will be working on his first major item, which I assume to be a armlet. Shadowforge Gaming doesn't have any really big damage over time, except I guess the boar has a bit. But other than that, they don't have any big items, so to stop that armlet, so he will be able to armlet toggle quite easily, for armlet toggling that is. And yes, we will see that he will be picking up with armlet as his first item as he picks up the recipe. Now Disruptor going to be getting this Ancients. These Ancients look like they are 3 stacked. And Jack Swift, now his Boots of Travel is actually coming to him on the courier. And now this Tinker, 8 minutes into the game, this Tinker now becomes extremely dangerous. Now he's going to be able to rotate the map very well. Already at his level 8, probably will be moving to his level 9 extremely quickly, especially with this bounty rune. Now they can start putting pressure on the map, which will give time for this gyrocopter to snowball. But we look like an engagement comes mid. Looks like the first kill for rune will finally come. SoloQ will get that, but now Sand King's in trouble. Doesn't actually have enough room, but will he do Tango to escape? And now he's going to get healed up. Maybe Rune's going to get in trouble here. Nothing so far. Will get slowed out by the Lifestealer. Is tried to block by the Winter Wyvern, but nothing will happen there, and the Winter Wyvern will pick it off with his nuke. 2 kills, 3 kills actually going in the way of Shadowforge Gaming. Oh, sorry, I have SoloQ. Also, the gyrocopter dying top to the puck, and looks like the Queen of Pain came to do that rotation, while that fight was also going on. So now that's a little glimpse back in the way of SoloQ. Puck now being able to pick up, looks like her first neighbor. Looks like she just had enough for her Null's Talisman and boots there. Probably not going to be going bottle, I would guess. But once again, that has left this Tinker just to stay around mid. He will TP mid onto the Hawk, however, and will pick off this Sand King. Great combination between the Tinker and the Beastmaster. That Hawk's going to be able to fly around, especially at level 4. That Hawk's going to be able to fly around, and that Tinker's going to be in every single team fight, no matter where it is on the map, as long as this Beastmaster has a Hawk around there, or even a Boar. And that's going to be extremely scary. Nowhere is going to be safe, because they can just wait until you're low health. The people on SoloQ just need to make sure that they're not at low health. But on the top lane, looks like this Puck is going to get initiated on, and he's going to get out. That's what you need to be doing as the Puck as soon as they initiate it on. That's a blown gyrocopter ulti. The stun is up, and he will have mana boots, so that won't really matter. Meanwhile, right after that team fight, once again, the Tinker will TP into the jungle using the Hawk. And they will actually be taking the stacks as well. Sand King is farming up this camp, but if he's spotted out at all, he's just gonna die. But now looks like they're looking like to go mid. Level 6 is though. Pings will come out. They know they're there. And looks like Queen of Pain's just gonna tower hug, but Beastmaster does have his ulti here. He will walk in, and this Queen of Pain's just gonna fall. I don't know what she was doing at all here. Sand King now will stun in, TP in from the Puck, but oh, she will actually get sent back to where she TP'd from. If she was a second later with that ball, she could have then just zipped back in, but she wasn't. Very well played with the Disruptor again. And man, Glimpse has a long cooldown. But now we do see 2 wards coming out from the dialer, they will have full vision of this. So now whenever you're farming anywhere except the camp that Sand King's farming
Radiant's
right now,
mid-tower could use
they're
a
just going to
hand.
hawk in right there. But they will get dewarded by the Winter Wyvern by 1. But it looks like this first camp is going to...
Radiant's
This first
mid-tower's
camp, this first
coming
tower
apart.
is going to start to fall here. They're going to pressure it pretty hard. Sand King not having his blink yet, nowhere close actually, still needing 1,000 gold.
Mid-tower's getting banged
Queen of
up.
Pain ulti, however, is up if they can get more rotation, but it looks like they're not going to get it. And this first tower is probably going to fall to Shadowforge Gaming. But Queen of Pain gets the clutch deny. Very well played by the Queen of Pain there. So a deny on this mid tower, looking like they still have some chance. And you know, this is, even though it's 7-3, the gold graph is not so big. The gold and XP are both about 4,000. So this game is not so bad that they can't come back from it. And meanwhile, this Tinker now starting to pressure other lanes, and this Gyrocopter continues to farm talk, already picking up its Helm of the Dominator, hasn't even made his Ring of Protection into Ring of Basilius yet, so maybe he's just using that for the armor as of right now. But Ring of Basilius probably will be picking up his next item soon. Will be interesting to see if he goes straight BKB, which it looks like he's doing, or if he's going to be going into something else. But a BKB would not be a bad idea, especially in a gigantic magic heavy team. But now the puck will get gone on. We'll get initiated on Disruptor, we'll just glimpse it back, and there's a kill there. And at the same time, they will also be pressuring this bottom lane with the Boar and Jack Swift on this Tinker. They're going to be pressuring 2 towers at once, and Radiant's doing nothing about it. Queen of Pain is now pushing the mid tower, but Tinker's just going to TP back and push it out.
Radiant's gone and fortified their structures.
A fortify for both towers. Yes, Quantum is going to be taking this bottom tower. Meanwhile, on the top lane at the exact same time, there goes the bottom tower. They will now re-fortify. And now they've lost the bottom tower as well. Nope, Queen of Pain. No, they won't. Catapult will take the last hit this time. And now, once again, the creeps are already at this tower. This is what this Tinker is going to do this entire game. SoloQ has completely taken the entire... Sorry, Shadowforge Gaming has taken the complete jungle from SoloQ. And now this Tinker's just going to keep bouncing around and taking all the farm on the map. And now SoloQ's looking like they're going to do something mid. They will just blink out, however. Behind them, however, we do see the Tinker has picked up his Blink Dagger. And it looks like they're going to be looking to do something mid. Maybe even, but SoloQ says, we're not out of it yet. We're going to take out this Gyrocopter, but Gyrocopter may be smelling something. They will take out the Winter Wyvern with the Disruptor ulti, and it looks like, nope, they did not use the Beastmaster ulti in that fight, which is good, but... So, just a stun and a couple abilities for the team to pick off this Winter Wyvern. Now 9-3. And now they start to pressure this bottom tower, sorry, this top tower. But we do see there is some rotation here, but those machines are going to be doing a lot of damage if they keep going. And this Tinker is just going to keep spamming them. The fact that Tinker can TP anywhere on the map because of this Beastmaster makes this extremely hard for SoloQ. Because he can literally put his Hawk in the trees and they can't do anything. Puck doesn't even have her Blink Dagger yet, neither does Sand King. So they have no way to initiate on this except for the Queen of Pain, and even if the Queen of Pain were to jump in, they'd have no follow-up. And actually the Tinker going to be picking off the Winter Wyvern as well. Like I said, the power of that Hawk. And once again, Tinker now TP's in, and they'll just destroy this Puck. He will get stand out on the back end though, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Now the ulti from the Gyrocopter comes down. They will force the Lifestealer out.
Radiant's
However, the
top
Queen of
tower
Pain
is
and the
under
Sand King are now picked off by the Tinker on the back end. Tower goes down, and now they're going to be going for high ground 16 minutes in. SoloQ being able to do nothing against this Shadowforge Gaming team.
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape.
And look at
Radiant's
that
top
harass now
tower's
coming in. Two Hawks are now sitting there giving them full vision. With no initiation, no farm. Gold graph is now 10,000 in favor of Shadowforge Gaming and about a 5,000, almost 6,000
Radiant's
point
top tower
in
is in bad
favor
shape.
experience. They've now got this tower to about half health, and they're going to continue to burst it down. Tinker's
Radiant's
just
top
going to
tower is taking
continually
hits.
go back and forth. Now he's decided he's going to push mid a bit, but
Radiant's top tower is hurting.
I have never seen a team that has been this brought back. They may even get a Rax by 20 minutes if they decide to continue pressing, but maybe they've decided, nope, we don't need to press that hard. Let's just go and let's get the other two towers and take this complete map off. And that's exactly what they're going to do. The Queen of Pain will jump in, get an ult on 3, but just will get exploded by the rest. No follow-up from the team. Puck won't be able to jump into that
Guess
either.
what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
Without the Blink Daggers on the Puck and the Sand King, there's just no follow-up to this
Radiant's
Queen of
mid-tower's
Pain.
coming apart.
And the Queen of Pain doesn't do
The
enough
Dire
damage by
best do
himself.
something about that bottom tower. Radiant's mid tower.
But now,
comes
because of
hanging.
that Queen of Pain ulti, they will decide that they're gonna stop for a second and go back and heal up those heroes. This will give SoloQ a bit of breathing room. But once again, with the gold graph, and now past 12,000 gold, getting close to the 14,000 gold mark, it is not looking good for the side of SoloQ. With the entire map gone out, now Gyrocopter's in the jungle doing his stacks. Gyrocopter picking up a Sanj and Yasha, probably will be picking up his next big enemy. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to go Satanic.
Wow, look at that.
Meanwhile, SoloQ is really too afraid to even go into their jungle, and they should be. The Hawk will get spotted out, however. Beastmaster moving it around so they know what's in there. Now the Hawk will take its invis, but can't even do anything. The entire map has just been completely taken over by Shadowforge Gaming. This Tinker and Beastmaster having complete control. And Shadowforge
Radiant's
Gaming can't
bottom
even leave
tower
to
is in
farm.
better days.
This
Dyer's
mid tower is
could use a
almost
little
gonna
help.
die just because of that. Jungling both teams as well, like,
Trouble brewing.
there's
at
nothing
Radiant's
much they can
bottom
really
tower.
do. Puck and Sand King really need to get these Blink Daggers, but there is nowhere they can do to farm. Even if they 5-man right now, Shadowforge's Gaming 5-man is just better than theirs. And it's not like they could even put a sentry down in this general location, because he could just have the Hawk placed on here, start the TP, and then just fly the Hawk in, and Tinker's there. But now it looks like they are going to get some breathing room. They've de-warded the jungle. Shadowforge Gaming
Radiant's
went
mid
back to
tower's
base
getting
to
banked
heal
up.
up. Now they have some time to heal, but they actually will
Radiant's
lose the
mid
mid
tower.
tower.
What for?
They'll lose the mid tower because of it. It's miscommunication from SoloQ. But now with this huge lead, Definitely the gyrocopter is going to be going satanic here. Oh nope, he decides he's going to go butterfly instead, which is really good choice because it's an okay choice. They don't have huge amount of life. It'll completely shut down the life stealer, and really the Queen of Pain will have to ult him, and the Puck will have to do her stuff too. But now they're gonna go into Roche. I was thinking he was gonna go Abyssal Satanic with that. Because he had the gold. I thought he was saving it for the Reaver and he was gonna build into that, but... And he's probably gonna go into that after he picks up his butterfly. And with the advantage that they have, that's a very well and good choice as well. But during this Roshan attempt, SoloQ will have some time to farm up.
Roche is done for, thanks to the Dire.
Aegis will be picked up by the gyrocopter, and now they're going to be going into the other team's jungle. And the Queen of Pain will get caught out here by the Disruptor and the Earthshaker being followed directly to that. No other spells. I guess the gyrocopter used his stun as well. And this will be an easy bottom tower and probably a Rax, and to be honest, probably a game for Shadowforge Gaming. Gyrocopter got to snowball like he deserved. Even if they don't get this Rax, he's going to have enough for his butterfly once this is all over.
Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
Quantum will get a bit of harass done. Quantum now having a Blink Dagger, so he has also that Blink Dagger initiation. I assume, yep, Earthshaker has it too. So 3 heroes on Shadowforge Gaming now can blink in and do the damage they need. Well, over on SoloQ, the heroes that need Blink Dagger really badly don't have it. Sand King is 100 gold from it, however. But just a Sand King blinking won't do much. They'll have to turn it well with this Queen of Pain. But the bottom will now just continue. They're not even going to be able to go into this. More harass coming out. Gyrocopter not really caring that much. They decide that they're not going to waste the Aegis, however. And once again, they'll just back off. They will head back to base. Gyrocopter will just lifesteal up some health. But SoloQ is just literally stuck in their base, the ganking team going completely wrong. This Puck is now close to her Blink Dagger, which is good. Sand King has now finally picked up his Blink Dagger. Oh, but now the Winter Wyvern being picked off. Wonderful plays by the Disruptor. Basically getting that kill by himself. An easy kill from the Disruptor. Now the Tinker will TP in, and now this is probably going to be a Rax. No, but once again, he's only down for 15 seconds. But look at the damage this Gyrocopter is doing with his right click. There goes the tower, and the Rax is now to fall. He has Aegis, as is going to be reclaimed in 2 minutes, but I feel like he's either going to take this Rax, or he's not going to be able to. Sand King getting killed by the Tinker. By the Tinker drones getting stuck in there. And there's one Rax down. They can't even initiate on this. The Winter Wyvern is up. There's the Blink. There's the ulti. There goes the Puck. Now they're just getting destroyed in their own base. The Winter Wyvern ulti is not going to do much. Neither is that. There's the Earthshaker Splam. Ultra kill for the Gyrocopter. And there's the GG is called by Rune. Absolutely nothing SoloQ can do in their base. Rampage will be ended up into the Gyrocopter in the last minute. Absolute destruction by Shadowforge Gaming. SoloQ having no response in that game. And the game will go 1-1. So we will go into our Game 3 to decide this set. Will SoloQ be able to bounce back after that game, or will Shadowforge Gaming continue to just rampage through? We will see in a sec. The stream will be right back with Game